So I think what we have in the UK and elsewhere, I think this is a global phenomenon of which the UK is just the latest signal. There is a generation that has been left behind by economic development over the course of the last 20 to 30 years. Now, that is a generation that's been affected by the global financial crisis. It's been affected by technological change. It's been affected by the increased emphasis on skills and education. And yes, it's been affected by globalisation. So it's part of the story, but I think there's more emphasis on globalisation because that fits with prejudice politics, with anti-politics. Blame the foreigner has been popular for hundreds of years because it's very convenient to blame an outside minority. And globalisation, I think, feeds into that story.
The thing that has taken jobs more than trade and globalisation has been technological change, but trade plays into that. Governments have been really bad at helping people whose jobs go, whose communities get destroyed by that kind of transformation, really bad at helping them cope and adjust. But there are other factors that are much more important. The fact that austerity has fallen largely on the north of the country and poorer communities is one example. The fact that public services and infrastructure, which are redistributive and serve low-income families more, have also been cut. That's part of it as well. Immigration, which everybody talks about, there's very little evidence that it harms wages and jobs, even at the bottom of the skill distribution. So that really is misdirected, I think.
I do think we could overplay the global implications. Britain is 2% of the global economy. Most of the rest of the world is continuing to globalise. We've seen FDI triple since 2000. We've seen migrant stocks go up by 70 million. And all sorts of different measures of globalisation, from the social through the economic, even the environmental, we're seeing more globalisation. And I think that will continue, and that's in the best interests of everybody. I hope Britain steps back a bit and starts joining the party again. But even if it doesn't, I think the global trends are still in the right direction.
Well, I think that Brexit has been a watershed moment, actually, in politics, and especially for politics in the advanced economies. I think we make a mistake if we treat what's happened here in the UK, though, as a kind of a one-off idiosyncratic example, because once given the opportunity, it does appear that there are a lot of people willing to cast their vote in favor of overturning the status quo, even if that means real disruption. And I think this is something that political and business elites have been slow to appreciate. I think another factor which should all give us pause for thought is just the extent to which expertise has been discounted, and this notion, I think, fueled by social media, that you follow your gut.